Yeah, would you like to introduce yourself? Would you like to introduce
Oh.
yourselves? Yeah.
Dr. George Cabell, I'm Sarah Cabell.
This is our home. We get a chance to visit today. This is
Yes.
one of the finest homes in this part of Virginia.
On 750 acres. And we
Tobacco.
also grow tobacco here.
Tobacco is how we make our living.
Okay.
We don't make our living by medicine, but my grandfather was a doctor, my father was a doctor, and I'm a doctor, and I have two sons.
Oh. So they're also working here?
My one son and a nephew are working here.
Okay.
And when you say here, not right here because Sarah doesn't like to hear all of the noise, the bad infections and so forth. So we have a shop over on Main Street.
Main Street, okay, in downtown.
And sometimes a patient will wander in and you can't really turn them away. So we have a little building
Oh,
that we
okay.
can use as an office.
Okay. Sure.
What's the name of that office?
The name of,
Office? Your office?
well, this is Point of Honor. And it would have been the name of the home. The office didn't have a name, but it would have probably been well known to be associated with the owner of the home, which was George Cabell, C-A-B-E-L.
And he's actually the physician to Patrick Henry out at Red Hill. I don't know if you guys have been out there, but
No, we haven't been
it's
there.
37 miles away, and he would ride horseback to take care of Patrick Henry and was with him when he passed.
Okay, that's nice.
He was a good friend.
Okay.
Take this.
Now, all of my display here, if you have any questions, you just ask.
Can you explain about this thing? Like, is it for weighing?
This is a scale. Just in general, this is the apothecary. This is the medicine. The things that are given internally or smeared on the skin.
Okay.
And then this is surgical,
Oh, okay.
basically. And there were surgeons, there were physicians, and the physicians were trained in higher rank doctors. Most of the doctors were trained by apprenticeship. So if you wanted to be a doctor, we're going to take Mom here. She's going to bring you in. She's going to say, I want my son to be a doctor. So, okay, 5 years, and he will be my indentured servant, my bonded servant. You can't leave until I tell you you can't. Now, if you're sharp and you're picking up things quickly, you might only have to follow me around for 3 years. I'll turn you loose when I think you can practice medicine. And that's the training that they got. And as a surgeon's assistant, you would do the bleeding.
Oh, bleeding.
I would just decide, okay, let's take a pint and tell you, and then you would be doing the dirty work, so to speak.
Okay. Apprenticeship. Apprenticeship.
Apprenticeship.
Yes, I was trying to think of, you would be the preceptee, and I would be the preceptor, and I would propose your education, and you would receive it. Now, I'd have to let you read, and these are the journals of the day. This is exactly how the size, and they were stitched together, and they were passed around. So that's how the New England Journal got started. Most of our patients who have a serious illness and internal disorder are treated with bleeding. And this is the bleeding process. And if you'd like to volunteer, I won't take more than a quart, I promise.
Okay. What should I do?
So I need your arm, and we're going to put a tourniquet on him. He's not too squeamish, is he?
So you're about to take his blood? No. Okay.
Okay, this is a fleam. Now, what I'm doing is I'm bringing up this vein right here. So we get this big vein standing up, This is a sharp blade, a fleam. We put this over the vein and smack it with the fleam stick. It goes, punctures the skin and cuts through the vein.
Okay.
Now we've got blood coming out, and we're going to collect that blood. Now, sir, you may need to sit while we're taking this.
I will sit.
Yes, it's best to have your patient sitting when you're bleeding them, because this is about the standard dose for some kind of internal disorder like a pneumonia or serious infection.
So you still do surgeries and all? You still continue surgeries and all? Still you do surgeries?
No,
No.
no.
Okay.
I'm a family physician, doctor. Yeah. The smaller bleeding, let's say you have a place on your chin, an abscess, an infection. This is a leech, and we use the leeches, put them on the skin, and they will attach. Once they start to suck your blood, they will fill up their digestive system, and once it's full, they will fall off. So they can't eat anymore, they can't hold anymore, and that's how you know they're done. And we pick them up, put them back in here. They'll digest their meal, and they'll be ready to eat again in about 5 days.
And they still use those today at UVA. Where are you from?
India.
India.
Oh, okay. How did you get to Lynchburg?
So I work here.
Okay. Oh, well, welcome.
We're glad to have
Thank you.
Yes, and but UVA has a tank of leeches, and they'll use them on burn victims.
Okay.
Because they clean up the wound pretty nicely, and they'll take care of all of the blood, and they'll suck all of the hematomas and clots and things out. And they're clean. As long as I don't use my infected leash on you.
Yeah. Of course you don't.
And what is this? What?
This is a doctor's doll, and many of the ladies, you're going to have to switch hands there. Oh, here you go. The ladies were too shy, and they didn't want to say the word breast, and they did not want to unclothe. So the doctor's doll, you have that little pointer, you can tell me where you're hurting. You can tell me where your problem is. No, you have to point on the doll.
Okay, like
Yeah,
this.
see, now I have an idea of where it is.
Okay. It's an indicator.
Or you can do this.
Yeah, it was a particularly bad day.
Yeah, bad day.
And this is a stethoscope. And this is the earpiece. This is the piece that goes to the chest.
So it's made of wood? It's a wooden?
It's wood. They were all made of wood. There was a physician in France in about 1815. He was a very shy doctor, and he did not like to put his head down close to a lady's breast. So he was looking for a better way. And this is the Lynch stethoscope. This is the first one. He just rolled up paper and listened to it.
Okay.
And it magnifies. You'd be surprised. Put this up to your ear and just rub across the base. It magnifies the sound. Here.
Yes, it does.
And from this we graduated to the kind that you've seen with two earpieces.
Okay.
Tubing.
Stethoscope. Stethoscope. Anyway, thank.
And the cupping, they still use this today. You'll see many athletes today have the big circles on their arms, but they use cupping.
If you have a sore muscle, sore back, a backache, take this and hold it over a candle till it gets good and hot, and then put it on the skin. As it cools, it draws a vacuum. So it pulls a blister up. And the blister can be opened, that's wet cupping, or you can just leave the blister closed, which is dry cupping. But the theory is that it pulls the disease up out of the body and into the blister.
So still it's being used here? Still people use it?
Yes.
I'm sorry. Still people use?
Yes.
Yeah, not this kind though. That now we have
Larger ones.
a vacuum pump kind of thing, and we don't have to use candles and burn the skin in the process. Here are the common drugs that we use, and you can read that, see some of the things that you might have growing in your yard. And those are all put in the mortar and pestle and ground up into a powder, and from the powder then we make a pill out of it, or a paste, or a lotion, or a liquid that you drink.
Two things.
Now some of those things still work today. St. John's wort is an example. Not potatoes all the time. The little corns that go in the ham. Cloves.
For toothache.
Toothache, yeah. And it works. So once they found something that worked, they used it. Well, now you're almost halfway to apprenticeship.
Sure, we should apply
We
for
just
it.
have to give you some practical experience. Maybe this lady will volunteer to allow you to bleed her.
And how long have you lived in Lynchburg?
It's been 6 months.
6 months.
Oh, you're brand new.
Yes.
Oh, well, welcome.
Well, not
Thank you
brand
so
new,
much.
but it's
Uh-huh.
brand new would be 6 days.
Well, you'll have to go out to Red Hill.
What brought you here?
I work here in an IT company.
Okay, well, welcome.
Thank you.
We're glad to have you.
Thank you.
How about
She
Sylvia?
was inviting you to another historic site.
Oh, yes, Red Hill is where Patrick Henry had his farm, and it's about 37 miles from here. And one day you might want to go out. It's near Brookneal. It's out in the country, and it's beautiful. And he's buried there, and they have all of his. He was a lawyer in the 1700s. So
It's nice. Yeah, sure.
In the
we'll visit
American
it.
Revolution, there was the mouth, the pen, and the sword of the American Revolution. The mouth was Patrick Henry. He got everybody stirred up, and he said, "Give me liberty or give me death." And that was kind of the battle cry to go to war against Britain and win our independence. The pen was Thomas Jefferson, and he wrote the Declaration of Independence. And then the sword is George Washington, who was the commander-in-chief of the Revolutionary War, the Continental Army. And they're all three Virginians, so see, you got a heritage now.
Yeah, the right place.
Okay, anyway,
Thank you
thanks.
so much.
thank you.
Nice to meet you. Hope you enjoy your time.
Yeah.